Hi, everyone. Welcome to our market update. How are you doing? Happy holidays, Hanukkah, all the good stuff. This is Gary here, right there.
David Wright, and we, my friends, are riding into the holidays. Almost like the housing market, my friend. It's no. I know this is bananas.
Bananas. Yes, bananas. I'm kind of hungry right now. All right, let's get into the fun. The question of last week. I don't have a question for this week, but I do have a question for last week, so I'm going to get that going real. I'm not even sure which one I did last week. Was it this one? How much is the most affordable detached? No, that was what we did one that
No, that was the one before.
Okay, so this one right here. How much is the most expensive detached home sell in Paradise Hills so far this year? This is the one for
And
last week.
for some of you who don't know, is it really paradise in Paradise Hills, Vinny? Is it a real paradise?
Yeah, no. The
I
dad
mean,
jokes.
for some people it could
We,
be. Let's for some people it's paradise. Like if you were coming from like Somalia or like Afghanistan or maybe some other really, not as nice place, Paradise Hills could be a paradise for you. So let's not be judgmental about neighborhoods. Let's have an open mind.
well, you know what? That's I don't know where to go with it. The dad jokes come strong. It's your first time watching us. We get the dad jokes fairly hard. Okay, Paradise Hills, the most expensive detached homes to sell in Paradise Hills so far this year, 805,000.
Oh my gosh.
805,000.
Uh,
Now, now this brings us to the next thing,
I
right? This
think
is
I
the
had a
next thing.
mild heart attack. I
Oh
think I had a
man,
mild heart attack.
that's the market right there. All right, so we're talking about the market. All right, so median home prices right here have ticked up. Right, we were talking about fairly consistent, kind of evening out, balancing out, went up a tad, but detached not as much. So something to think about, right? The lower the values, it's been kind of better. Now, median list to sold, okay, as kind of balanced out a little bit. Median list to sold across the board, a little bit different. Now, if this is your first time watching us, you probably don't know list to sold 100, right? Those properties right there were selling about 101. We had the uptick about 106, I think it was, rough or 104 roughly, right? But we're at 101 right now. So a property is listed for $100,000, which San Diego County not likely.
Wow, if you find that for 100 grand, I'm in.
$100,000, and so it sells for $101,000 right there. So what's happening is that people are pricing their properties a little higher. Some people are getting greedy, all right. Yet it's the median home price has kind of balanced out a little bit, gone up a tick. People ask, well, why is that? Rates were drastically low. David's going to get into an update on rates in a second, and inventory has gone down fairly drastically. I guessed that by January we'd be under 1,800.
That
We
is
are already
absolutely terrible, my friend. You
we're
you
under.
you are like the Grinch. Why you always got to bring us such bad news? Can you tell us something good?
I
Can
I
I
thought
can
it
I
was going to
share
take
something? Can I share
all of
something?
December to get under 1,800. We're already under 1,800. We're at 1,751. So maybe by January we'll be at 1,600, which is bonkers.
And
Um,
for some of you out there, just to be, make things worse because Vinny's bringing such good news. Case Shiller Index came out nationally in the big major cities. Homes were up 18%. And the forecast for San Diego is still 9% for 2022. And that would be a major decrease because if we're up 18, if major cities are 18% higher for the Case Shiller Index, actually 18.5, then, and you're looking at, let's say we only get a 9% increase in housing, that's still huge because there's no homes for sale. So now all of a sudden that higher thing looks, oh, call him Debbie Downer. Wow. Facebook user, boom, Santa's coming to your house extra. But
well, okay.
I mean,
All right. Now David's bringing up some fun facts about it can go up 9% by end of the year. next year. Now, even the fun part about that is if we're talking about
If you own a house
September
already?
2021 to September 2020, we've gone up across the board about 24%. So if you're talking about if his numbers are correct, we're talking about a 33% jump in a 2-year period, which is bonkers. There has to be an end to this madness. Hopefully, with rates going up a little bit, it might cool it down. It hasn't happened so far because inventory is still so drastically low. Yet, where do you see rates going after the New Year's? Any kind of update in there? Can we get some positive news?
I got one word for you.
Okay.
Omicron. Okay.
Right.
The reason why I mentioned that is because when that variant came out, it spooked a lot of the markets. And when it spooks the markets, it actually makes interest rates better because there's a people flood to safety, which means they flood to bonds. So this week has been very volatile. We had some very bad days. We had some good days. But overall, when Fed Chairman Powell came out again and he said, inflation is not transitory anymore. It's here to stay. Vinnie, I don't know, but me and you have only been saying this for what, 7 months? Inflation is not going away, homie. It's here.
Wow.
It's not going. And
someone got out of control. Homie, huh?
Yes. So I'm breaking that down just because I want extra gifts from Santa, and Santa is my homie. That's why I'm using this term. So yes, interest rates, they're still projected to be on the upward rise. They're still continuing to go up. We've had some good days and some bad days this week, but a lot of your average stuff now is at 3.25. And those days of being below 2.75, 2.875, you're spending money to get those rates. That's still there. The good news, I got some good news for you. The good news is San Diego increased its loan limits in 2022, which me and you talked about on our show weeks ago ahead of time, because you're cutting edge. I'm a little slower than the average turtle, but that's okay. And so, conforming limits in San Diego will be 625 and 879, 750 next year for high balance. So the reason why we're mentioning that is because for those of you who were going to be in a higher price point above 753 and you had to go jumbo and you didn't have the down payment, well, with the new San Diego limits being 879, you'll be able to put 5% down on those homes in that range. So that means if the house is 900K, you could put down 5%. Even the house is 925, you could put down 5%. So there's still a glimmer of hope, my friend. And, overall, we can't control inflation as we've seen. And the Fed is slowed down its buying of bonds. It's trying to push rates up as quickly as it can. But in my opinion, if they move it too quickly, we will destroy the economy. Wow. We will destroy the economy if we move it up too quickly. So I have a feeling that we're going to stay in this range between like 3.125 to like 3.625, depending on your loan, for a couple months. So there's some good news for you.
You mean with all the good news, maybe some of the bad news that we're offering right there. If you love us, dislike us, whatever it might be, if you're happy that you're watching us, please share, please subscribe, and tell your friends. And you know what? I just want to finish it off with the best news that you're probably going to hear all weekend long, okay? This is